So what if you're a failure at 30? Hey, it doesn't even matter. Don't stress about it. We're just in the first quarter of the game. Ain't nowhere near the end. There's still plenty of time to catch up, and you can still win this game. I'm 27, but that's still within the same bracket of a young adult, which is 25 to 30. So we're in the same boat. If you haven't gotten your life figured out, built up, and established by that age, well, you're on the right track, because the early stages of adulthood is actually the formative years where you're supposed to build up your foundation. People always think that to be the teenage years, but teenage years, you're just really getting started. As a matter of fact, teenage years is just really preparatory to the formative stages of young adulthood. I mean, you can't even do anything, so you can't be judged by that. And really, the first few steps that you take is in your 20s. For most people though, the 20s is where we're supposed to make our mistake. That's why we don't become successful. It's very rare for people to be successful at such a young age within their 20s. It's because this is where we're supposed to make our mistakes. And if you become successful at such a young age, there's certain parts of your development or character that you skip past and you don't develop as thoroughly as you should. That's why within, later on in your life, that actually becomes your stumbling blocks in the future. And you see that with a lot of successful young people, that they eventually in their midlife, they go through that midlife crisis and they just completely collapse because the foundation is not fully built yet. And that's why you shouldn't measure your success and compare it with others, especially at such a young age within your 20s, because you rob yourself of developing fully. And there's experiences that you have to go through, whether that be failures, whether that be the struggles, mistakes. This is the time where we can afford mistakes, because if we make our mistakes later on in life, we can't do that anymore. And the most important thing that we need to do during this formative years is that we can't compare ourselves to others, especially those that we went to school with, those that we grew up with. And because each person has their own journey, but you just really have to understand that we're all different food, we're all different dishes, and we become ready at a different time. And when you bake a cake, it's going to finish at a different time. And when you put garlic bread in the oven, it's also going to finish at a different time. Look, every single person is a different dish, become ready at a different time. And plus, you don't know what the future holds neither. For all you know, the person that became a success at such a young age finishes their life at a younger age also. So even though they achieve success in their teens and 20s, what if they never got to live through their 30s, 40s and 50s? You just have to think about that. Whereas you could have probably lived to 100, but if you achieve success at 50, then you're still at the halfway point. So you have time, and stop going by the world's time and other people's time, because your time is different and it's unique to you. So what do you need to grow towards during these years? And you can find peace and comfort within yourself in knowing that most people don't become successful at the same age, and that you may feel alone and lonely and a failure at your stage, but at the end of the day, this is what everyone's going through. So have peace at that. Find comfort in it and allow yourself some breathing time. Don't be so caught up in your own struggles that you think that you're the only one that's struggling in life. Like, everyone has their own struggles. Don't be fooled by people's social media or their Instagram page and you see them doing well. It's like, yeah, they may be on a holiday somewhere else, but who knows like how badly they're doing financially just because they spent all their money in that. Don't put yourself to other people's standards. Each person has their own different standard of happiness and living. Live your life according to yours. Live yours. Don't live other people's lives. And really, the best thing about this is that life doesn't really fully begin until you're 40. So even if you're a failure at 30, you're not even there yet. So don't worry about it. And if you can fail in your whole 20, from 20, 25 to your 30s even, and you can still get back up in life. Like, you think the world's gonna end at that age? Like, no. Like, you have so much more to live, and find hope in that. Like, just because you stumble doesn't mean you can't ever get back up again. There's plenty of time on the clock for you to win this thing, for you to win at life, and you will get that as long as you learn from the mistakes that made you stumble in the first place. So spend these times to learn from your mistakes, rehash and strategize your life, and keep on going. So use this formative stages, use this time in your life to build your skills, whether that be artistically, academically, physically, everything. You need to experience your greatest self during this time. And that's why you should really focus on yourself first. Like, don't go into relationships just because you're lonely. Find yourself first. Get to know yourself, because this is really the only time you'll have in your whole entire life to get to know yourself. Your teens and your 20s. When you get to your 30s, you'll find a person. 40s, you get married, and 50s, you have kids. Like, your life won't be yours anymore, and and your 20s is the only part of your life where you can get to enjoy yourself. So enjoy it. Don't jump into responsibilities too quickly, because adulthood ain't fun. So enjoy your freedom. Get to know yourself. What do you like to do? What are the things that you're passionate about? Pursue them. If it's, if it's sports, try to be an athlete. And if you can't be an athlete and life is, riddled you with injuries and certain things that just prohibit you to actually pursue that dream, then you can still participate in it. It doesn't mean just because you don't become, a sports person or an athlete doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. You can still enjoy it and develop that skills and learn to enjoy things for yourself and not just for the sake of money or for, people's approval, because life can get lonely and we all need that hobby, that passion that can feed us and light up the fire even in the darkest night. Life towards the end of your young adulthood, 25 to 30, life becomes a little bit lonelier. You'll have less and less friends, and that's just the nature of it. It has to be lonely because you have to find yourself, and most people try to hide away from that and try to run away from it. You're really just running away from yourself, because it's the nature of life to be as such, so that you can develop mentally and also emotionally. Don't be afraid to lose friends. Like, you're gonna lose so many different friends, and people that you think that you'd have for a lifetime, you'll be shocked that they'll no longer be there, and that's okay. But no matter the people that you lose, may that be friends, partners, family members, through death and just so many different things, know this, that life will always come to you, and what is yours will always be yours, and if it leaves, it was never yours to begin with. So don't force things, because forcing them only prolongs the pain that you will endure. If something leaves, let it. If it comes back, it's meant to be. If it doesn't come back, then you save yourself the pain, and you'll soon find out that going through failures is part of life, because your failure now will be your success tomorrow, and you'll see that failures are actually the stepping block to progress. Also, another thing that helps me throughout these times, the struggles I face, is that don't take things personally. Everything happens for you to benefit you. So don't look at life as if it's, picking on you. It is in a way, but only to test you, only so that you can grow and push you beyond your greatest capabilities. When we lose things, we think that, that's the end of the world. But in reality, there's so much more to life that we just get so caught up in the things we've lost that we forget the things that we can get and the things that can come to us. When you get hurt, heal up as quickly as you can, because the quicker you let go, the quicker the thing that is meant for you will come to you. So don't even hold on to the past. Just learn to let go. And I'm not saying don't fight for things, fight for them. But if they leave, then let them. If something is really yours and it belongs to you, you won't have to fight for it. Life is just simple like that. It ain't easy, but it is simple. I would say the biggest lesson for me, especially now that I'm towards the latter part of my 20s, is that there comes a point where you stop chasing dreams and you start chasing success. And that dreams is more towards some things that you can't attain, whereas success, dreams are more like the imagination, the things that the way we view life, how we would like them to be, whereas success is the way life is. And what I've found is that you will get further in life if you chase and walk in the steps in the path of success, because success is a reality, whereas dreams they're an illusion, and you become disillusioned in it. You become delulu. What I've found is that the truth is that dreams never really come, whereas success can be paved through hard work and dedication. And it's very simple. I'm not saying don't have dreams. Have dreams, follow them. But if they're not working out, you also have to have the courage to accept that and go with what works out, which is success. Because the truth is, if it works out, that means it's for you. And a lot of the time we force ourselves in the dreams, the things that don't even work out for us. We force ourselves to people, to things, just because it's the things that we dream about. It's kind of like people getting into marriages just because they dream of having a married life, even though the person that they married isn't necessarily the one that's for them. And that's the dreams aspect. It's like we force ourselves so much because we have this idea in our head of how things should be, and that it ruins our lives. Look, to live a happy life is very simple. Live simply. If you want to find your dreams, you shouldn't determine what that dream should be. You should let success determine what that dream is. Find the steps and follow the doors that open for you, and the doors that close to you, they're the redirection to you. So that's why success builds a greater path for you to actually follow, whereas dreams is just knocking on closed doors, constantly trying, hoping that it would open. Whereas in success, there's already a door open for you. And I would say that's the greatest lesson. And if I go back, I don't want others to make the same mistakes as well. You will find more happiness when you actually start to succeed in life rather than trying to pursue a broken dream. And oftentimes it isn't even what we want. It just comes from a place of emotion. Someone hurts us and we have this dream that's, you know, so engraved into our hearts, like we want this, that we lose sight of everything that we could be and that is already at our front door just for the sake of following that dream. Like, don't be stubborn in life. Learn to know when to let go and be okay with letting go of things, because if you let go of things, things will always come to you. There's always going to be something new. Life is this constantly revolving door that just takes one and gives another, takes one and gives another, and what it gives back will always be better than that which it has previously taken. But just be kind to yourself. And if you're feeling like a failure, don't worry about it. Just keep on rebuilding yourself. You have so much time to live and you will be great and you will achieve all the success that you deserve. You just have to be patient and you just gotta allow yourself to develop and grow. Give yourself some space to breathe, and most importantly, love yourself, because no one else in this world is gonna do it for you, and you can't rely on other people's love because they fade. Hope you like this video. That's just my tips for the younger generation, and you know, if anyone's relating to that, give this video a like and I'll try to help as many people as I can. I hope it helps you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching again.